Caesar, you did a Mazza still, did a Mazza still, did a Mazza still, did a Mazza still.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to MazzaProductions and welcome to the third of 5 episodes in the mini-series which we're calling Thursday Thoughts. In this series we break down a few boxing related questions, and as the title suggests, in this episode we're analysing whether Jake Paul is a real boxer. So just quickly before we get into the video, if you are new around here and do go on to enjoy the video, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Our end of month goal is 600 subscribers, so any support will be greatly appreciated. So whilst 99% of the internet population, should we say, quite rightly despise internet bad guy Jake Paul, no one can really discredit the graft he's putting in, especially the last 18 months or so. He's given up a lot of time into boxing in his early 20s with so much money and freedom, so can't really discredit that. But with his opponents quite clearly being very strategically chosen, in comparison to the names he calls out on social media at least, Jake Paul has developed a business model from his fights and has somewhat become the epicenter of the new social media wave of boxers, especially with how active he has been in the ring. The issue with that is that Jake Paul is yet to be tested for his own choice. Obviously, even originally back in 2018 when he was called out by KSI, he wanted no part in it, so pitched for his older brother to fight him whilst he took the very clearly easier challenge against KSI's younger brother Deji. And then after beating Deji, he went on to fight Gibb, whose technical frailties became very apparent when he fought against someone that was comfortable enough to box on the back foot like Jake was, which in fairness was a fight that Jake was sort of forced into taking with the amount of noise Gibb was making, but still it was very clearly a very easy fight. But then things become even more disillusioning for regular boxing fans when Jake was announced on the Tyson vs Roy Jones undercard, which in itself is a huge achievement, but the opponent made it a laughingstock and just very uncredible. Nate Robinson obviously is a basketball player with no boxing experience. He'd never sparred in the build up to the fight, and it showed. If we're being honest, he probably shouldn't have even been licensed to take part in the bout, and as you can imagine, the fight itself was sloppy in both sides, to be honest. Nate was rushing towards him in a quite frankly ridiculous fashion, and Jake didn't look any bit improved from his first fight, and the ref, who should have stopped it in the first round, just seemed determined to have Nate hospitalised, and if so, he got his wish. The brutal knockout clip went viral around the casuals and Jake Paulers, but the performance itself wasn't impressive if you look at it from a boxing standpoint. And he showed quite a few technical frailties with his footwork and the way he leans at times. But it's only natural for an inexperienced boxer, so anyone in their third fight is going to have frailties. After the fight, Jake then proceeded to call out the whole UFC roster, Conor McGregor, Dana White being key targets, before announcing he's fighting probably the worst striker in UFC history in Ben Askren. This fight will assumably be sold much like the last fight, where using the opponent's sporting credentials in other sports as a leg up to try and make Jake seem like the underdog, when in reality external credentials mean nothing in the ring. And Ben is an established competitor, an elite athlete, but he's not a boxer. He'll be able to keep calmer under the lights than Nate Robinson did, but it doesn't count for nothing if you're not good at the boxing side of things. And it's why, if I'm being honest, I anticipate Ben being stopped within 2 rounds, and it keeps Jake Paul's self-set-up hype train keeps smoking. So in answer to the original question, in all honesty, at this moment in time, I don't see Jake Paul as a real boxer. I respect the dedication he's been putting in, but I think you either need a challenge-worthy fight or a good amateur background, one of the two, to be considered a real fighter. You need to have been in a competitive fight, at least. And I respect the dedication he's putting in, especially with the established elite coaches and sparring partners. There's ex-world title challenges in his camp, which shows he is pushing himself, but none of this means anything more than a calculated cash grab until he sets himself up against a fighter who pre-fight he knows poses any form of challenge to him. Because as anyone who's competed in the sport knows, it's very easy to look good when you know the person you're fighting against is levels below you, like Nate or Ben, because you're a lot more relaxed mentally and calculated. As you know, there's nothing threatening that's going to be posed towards you. You can just relax and just take your time a little more. And it's not that much of a diss on Jake. I'll happily change my opinion if/when he takes a fight which poses some form of threat. But yeah, that's going to be the end of today's video. Thank you for watching as always. If you have enjoyed, please don't forget to drop a like on the video. As I said earlier, if you are new around here, please don't forget to hit subscribe, as we're uploading daily throughout March. So I hope to see you again tomorrow. And yeah, so thank you for watching once again, and peace.